he is the most arrogant mutant in the world. With just a lift of his hands, the stadium walls immediately cracked, the entire stadium shook continuously and then slowly rose into the air. A massive shadow covered the sky, and Magneto's destination was the distant White House. Following his command, the Sentinel robots activated one by one. Their chest vents began operating as they all took flight into the sky. The watching crowd thought this was the military's latest invention and raised their cameras to record this historic moment until the Sentinel robots turned their weapons on them. Only then did the guards realize something was wrong. The moment Magneto clenched his fist, the Sentinel robots immediately launched their attack on humanity. The president hastily retreated to a safe house under protection, with Mystique hidden among them. At this time, all the Sentinels flew into the sky, standing guard in front of Magneto like protectors. The entire stadium then descended, enveloping the entire White House within it. Magneto leisurely entered the scene. Everything was going according to his plan. However, the X-Men would certainly try to stop him. Hank removed his glasses and immediately transformed into Beast, while Magneto wore a face full of contempt, sending out his Sentinels to delay Wolverine and the others. The Sentinel robots fired wildly, preventing them from getting close, then leaped in front of Wolverine. But at this time, Wolverine had not yet undergone his transformation and was no match for the Sentinels. At the critical moment, Beast attacked from behind, temporarily restraining the Sentinel. Wolverine seized the opportunity to charge at Magneto, thinking that without adamantium he could stop him, only to be knocked down by a concrete block. When Magneto extended his palm, the steel reinforcement bars seemed to come alive, all drilling into Wolverine's body. He then lifted him into the air and threw him far away into the ocean. Unbeknownst to them, the future world had already fallen into crisis. Countless Sentinel robots were rapidly approaching their base. To buy time for Wolverine, the remaining mutants could only fight with all their might. Storm created storm clouds that caused the Sentinel warships to collide with each other, while Magneto controlled nearby aircraft to fly toward the Sentinel warships. With Storm's lightning coordination, they successfully destroyed a large number of warships. The debris from the explosions fell directly toward everyone. Magneto reached out to block the numerous fragments, but was still pierced by one that slipped through. Suddenly, a Sentinel appeared behind Storm and pierced straight through her body. Then more Sentinels appeared one by one. At this point, other mutants also joined the battle, all using their lives to buy time for Wolverine. However, the Sentinel robots were too powerful, the mutants were no match for them and soon all perished. At this moment, two Sentinels descended from the sky, breaking through the steel door and bursting into the chamber. But just as they were about to deliver the fatal blow, the surrounding scenery disappeared. It turned out that in the past world, Magneto had already taken control of everything. With a pull of his hands, the entire wall was torn away. The president, ignoring advice, stepped out from the crowd. While Magneto was dismantling the Sentinels, he suddenly pulled out a plastic gun and wounded Magneto's neck. It turned out he was Mystique in disguise. She then knocked Magneto unconscious and turned to aim at the doctor. Professor X saw this and quickly used his telepathic powers to control the entire scene, appearing in phantom form, trying to awaken the goodness in Mystique's heart and make her abandon her hatred, because all mutants in the future might face extinction due to this one shot. Now he gave the power of choice to Mystique. After an internal struggle, Mystique finally lowered her gun. The future history was rewritten, and the future of Sentinels massacring mutants completely disappeared.